Have you ever wondered why the most successful people often talk about the struggles they face on the way up? Why does the saying, no pain, no gain, resonate so deeply with so many? It's because pain, whether physical, emotional, or mental, is often the price we pay for growth and achievement. But what if we could understand that pain differently? What if pain wasn't just something to avoid, but a powerful sign that you're moving forward? Have you ever given up on something just because it started to get hard or uncomfortable? What if the pain you feel is actually the key to unlocking your potential? How do you know when pain is a sign of growth or when it's a signal to stop? Imagine a young athlete training for years, waking up before dawn, pushing their body to the limit every single day. The muscles ache, the mind feels tired, and every step feels heavier than the last. Yet, this athlete keeps going, not because it's easy, but because they believe in a goal bigger than the pain. This story isn't just about sports. It's about anyone who's ever worked hard to achieve something meaningful, whether it's a promotion at work, learning a new skill, or healing from a personal loss. Here's a surprising fact. Research shows that the people who report the greatest satisfaction in life are often those who have faced significant challenges and overcome them. This means success without struggle is rare, and sometimes the struggle is a true teacher. Think about this. How often do you find yourself avoiding discomfort or pain, hoping for a quick and easy path? Have you ever wondered why the things that truly matter usually don't come without effort? What does pain mean to you? Is it just something to avoid, or could it be a sign that you're growing? When faced with hardship, do you see it as a barrier or a bridge to something better? The truth is, no pain, no gain isn't just a cliche or a motivational poster phrase. It's a powerful reality of life. Growth, success, and meaningful achievement almost always come with some form of struggle, whether it's physical effort, emotional discomfort, or mental challenge. But it's important to understand this in a kind and balanced way. It's not about glorifying suffering or pushing yourself to harmful extremes. Instead, it's about recognizing that pain, when understood and managed properly, is often the necessary price we pay for growth. Enduring pain and struggle teaches us resilience, builds strength, and opens doors to opportunities we wouldn't find otherwise. In this video, we will explore what this means deeply, so you can see pain not as an enemy, but as a guide on your journey. When we hear the phrase, no pain, no gain, many of us immediately think about physical exercise, the soreness after a workout, the aching muscles that remind us we worked hard. But the truth is, this phrase has much deeper meaning beyond just the physical. At its simplest, no pain, no gain means that without going through some form of struggle, difficulty, or discomfort, we cannot expect to achieve real growth or success. Think of it like planting a seed. The seed must push through the soil, facing darkness and resistance before it can grow into a strong, healthy plant. Similarly, we must push through challenges, our own pain, to grow stronger in life. But pain here doesn't just mean physical pain. It refers to any kind of challenge or discomfort that tests us. It could be emotional pain from heartbreak or loss, mental pain from stress or failure, or even a feeling of uncertainty when stepping out of our comfort zone. Why is this important? Because growth almost always demands that we move beyond what feels easy or safe. It asks us to confront difficulties, learn from failure, and build resilience. This is a gain, the improvement, success, or wisdom we earn by enduring the pain. To truly understand this phrase, it helps to break down the kinds of pain we might experience. This is the most obvious. It's the soreness after a tough workout, the discomfort when learning a new physical skill, or recovering from injury. Physical pain tells us our bodies are adapting, becoming stronger, or healing. In this way, it's a natural and necessary part of improvement. Emotional pain is a hurt we feel from personal loss, rejection, failure, or disappointment. It can feel overwhelming and deeply personal. But emotional pain teaches us important lessons about our values, relationships, and limits. It helps us grow in empathy, self-awareness, and emotional strength. Mental pain includes stress, frustration, confusion, or anxiety we face when tackling difficult problems, learning new skills, or pushing our limits. This kind of pain encourages us to build mental toughness, sharpen our focus, and develop problem-solving abilities. Not all pain is good or helpful. Some pain signals harm, and ignoring those signals can be dangerous. For example, physical pain from injury should not be ignored. It's a warning. Emotional pain from toxic relationships might require us to set boundaries, not push harder. Understanding the type of pain we're feeling helps us respond wisely. Sometimes, the gain is in pushing through and learning. Other times, it's in knowing when to rest, recover, or change course. So, no pain, no gain means more than just physical discomfort. It's about embracing all the kinds of struggle that push us to grow, whether in body, mind, or heart. It reminds us that discomfort is often a sign that we're on the right path, learning and becoming stronger. When we hear the word pain, many of us instantly think of something negative, something to avoid. But pain, in its many forms, actually plays a crucial role in helping us grow, improve, and become better versions of ourselves. Let's explore why pain is so important in growth. Pain often acts like a signal light on the road of life. Just as a red or yellow light warns a driver to slow down or prepare to stop, pain alerts us that something is happening inside our body or mind. Physical pain, for example, tells us when our muscles are working hard, stretching beyond their usual limits. This discomfort is a sign that our body is changing, becoming stronger, or healing. Emotional pain, such as sadness, disappointment, or fear, signals that we are facing a challenge that our heart and mind are trying to process. It means we're stepping out of our comfort zone, which is essential for growth. In other words, pain is not just a random feeling. It's an important message telling us that change is happening. When you feel pain, it's often because your body or mind is adjusting to something new, something that will eventually lead to progress. Let's take a few examples to understand this better. In sports, when an athlete trains, they often feel muscle soreness or fatigue. This pain comes because the muscles are being pushed to adapt, to become stronger and more efficient. If the athlete stopped every time they felt pain, they would never improve. The pain is actually proof that their body is changing for the better. In learning, think about the discomfort you feel when trying to understand a new subject or skill. At first, it might feel confusing or frustrating. That mental strain is a kind of pain. But this discomfort pushes your brain to form new connections, making you smarter and more capable over time. In personal development, emotional challenges like dealing with failure or loss can be painful. However, these experiences teach us important lessons about resilience, empathy, and patience. Without facing these difficulties, personal growth will be shallow or even impossible. Growth rarely happens in comfort zones. If everything always felt easy, we will remain the same, stuck in routines that don't challenge us. Discomfort is the engine of growth. When we push ourselves beyond what feels safe or familiar, we trigger changes in our abilities, mindset, and character. It is through discomfort that we test our limits, whether it's lifting heavier weights, learning a new language, or overcoming fears. Though discomfort may feel unpleasant, it signals that we're stretching, expanding, and breaking old barriers. This is why many successful people say that discomfort, even pain, is something to embrace, not fear. It's a sign you're on the right path, even if the journey is hard. Pain is not just suffering. It's a necessary part of the process that helps us improve physically, mentally, and emotionally. Instead of running away from pain, understanding its role can help us face challenges with courage and patience, knowing that every painful step is bringing us closer to the growth and success we desire. When we think about pain and gain, it's easy to focus only on the physical discomfort or struggle we face. But underneath that, something powerful is happening inside our brains that shapes how we experience challenges and rewards. Understanding the psychology can help us embrace pain as part of the journey, rather than something to fear. Our brain is wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. It's a natural survival mechanism. When we face a challenge, especially one that pushes us out of our comfort zone, the brain perceives it as a form of stress or even threat. This reaction releases chemicals like cortisol, which can feel uncomfortable or painful. But here's the interesting part. The brain also releases dopamine when we overcome these challenges. Dopamine is often called the feel-good neurotransmitter because it creates feelings of pleasure and satisfaction. This is the brain's way of rewarding us for pushing through pain and effort. Think about learning a new skill, like riding a bike. At first, it's hard, frustrating, even painful when you fall. But every small success triggers a dopamine release that motivates you to keep going. Over time, your brain associates the effort with reward, and that's how progress and growth happen. One of the most important ideas behind no pain, no gain is delayed gratification. This means putting off immediate pleasure or comfort in order to achieve a greater long-term reward. Psychologists have studied this extensively, famously in the marshmallow test, where children who were able to wait longer for a bigger reward tended to have better life outcomes. Why is delayed gratification so hard? Because our brains are naturally wired to want immediate comfort. Pain and struggle feel unpleasant, so our instinct is to avoid them. But those who learn to endure the pain, the discomfort, the hard work, are training their brains to value long-term success more than short-term ease. This shift in mindset changes everything. You begin to see struggle not as something to fear, but as a path to a more meaningful reward. The most successful people don't just have talent, they have perseverance, often called grit. Perseverance means continuing to push forward even when things are tough. Your mindset plays a huge role here. If you believe that pain means failure or that it's something to avoid, you're less likely to keep going when the going gets tough. But if you develop a growth mindset, the belief that abilities can be developed through effort and learning, you see pain and struggle as natural parts of improvement. This mindset rewires your brain. You start to welcome challenges, knowing there are opportunities to grow rather than signs that you should quit. In fact, perseverance combined with positive mindset create a powerful cycle. The more you push through pain, the more your brain rewards you, which motivates you to push even harder next time. The brain's natural response to pain and reward, the power of delayed gratification, and the mindset of perseverance together explain why no pain, no gain is more than just a cliche. It's a psychological reality. When you understand how your brain works, you can learn to embrace discomfort as a necessary and rewarding part of growth. When we hear the phrase, no pain, no gain, it's easy to think that all pain is good, that the more discomfort we endure, the closer we get to success. But this is one of the biggest misunderstandings about pain. The truth is, pain does not always mean progress. Sometimes, pain is actually a warning sign that something is wrong, and ignoring it can do more harm than good. It's important to understand that not all pain is productive or helpful. For example, when you're learning a new skill or working out, some discomfort is normal. Your muscles might feel sore after a workout because they are adapting and growing stronger. This is the kind of pain that signals progress. But if you ignore sharp pain or injury, your body might be telling you to stop and rest. Pushing through could make things worse. This applies beyond the physical too. Emotional or mental pain during growth can feel uncomfortable but should not be destructive. Feeling challenged by new ideas or experiences is part of growing, but if it leads to constant stress, anxiety, or burnout, it may be time to pause and reassess. One key to growth is learning when to push yourself and when to give yourself permission to rest. This can be tricky because culture often glorifies pushing through all struggles, but wisdom comes in recognizing limits. Here are some guidelines. The discomfort feels like a challenge that makes you stronger or wiser. You see small signs of progress even if things feel hard. You have a clear goal and a plan to achieve it. Rest or step back when pain feels overwhelming, sharp, or causes damage physically or emotionally. You feel exhausted, burnout, or emotionally drained without relief. Your efforts are no longer moving you forward, but just causing suffering. To succeed, you need to develop a healthy relationship with pain by understanding the difference between temporary discomfort that pushes you to improve, challenges that teach you new lessons or skills, moments that test your patience or persistence but leave you feeling stronger after, chronic or severe pain that harms your body or mind, struggles that cause you to lose confidence, motivation, or joy, situations where the cost outweighs the benefit, and continuing causes damage. Listen to your body and mind. Are you feeling tired and in need of rest, or energized despite the challenge? Check your progress. Are small wins happening, or is it just struggle without growth? Seek outside perspective. Sometimes friends, mentors, or professionals can help you see when pain is unhealthy. Practice self-compassion. It's okay to rest and take breaks. Real strength is knowing when to slow down. Understanding that pain is not always progress is essential for long-term success and well-being. True growth requires a balance between pushing through discomfort and respecting your limits. When you learn to recognize the difference between healthy struggle and harmful pain, you empower yourself to grow stronger without unnecessary damage or burnout. When we say no pain, no gain, it's easy to think only of physical pain, like the soreness after workout. But pain and struggle come in many forms: emotional hardship, mental challenges, and moments when giving up feels easiest. The truth is, pain is part of almost every story of success, and understanding this helps us face our own challenges with courage. Let's start with some well-known stories that remind us how pain and struggle can lead to greatness. Oprah Winfrey grew up in poverty and faced numerous hardships, including abuse and rejection. Yet, she used those painful experiences as fuel to become one of the most influential media personalities in the world. Oprah's story shows us that even the deepest struggles can be transformed into strength and success. Michael Jordan, often called the greatest basketball player ever, was actually cut from his high school basketball team. Imagine how painful that must have been. But instead of quitting, he worked harder, used that disappointment as motivation, and pushed himself beyond limits to become a six-time NBA champion. His journey teaches us that failure and pain are not the end, but the beginning of growth. J.K. Rowling faced years of rejection before Harry Potter was finally published. She battled personal difficulties, including financial struggles and depression. Her persistence through pain and rejection reminds us that the path to success is often full of obstacles, but every no can bring us closer to a yes. Success stories aren't just about famous people. They happen every day in small but powerful ways around us. Students who stay up late studying for exams, sacrificing social events or sleep, are experiencing mental and emotional strain. But that pain is often necessary to gain knowledge, skills, and opportunities for the future. Athletes training for competitions face physical exhaustion and injuries. The soreness, sweat, and discipline to wake up early and keep going is hard, but it builds strength, skill, and confidence. Their pain is directly linked to their gains on the field. Entrepreneurs starting new businesses often deal with stress, financial risk, and countless setbacks. Many face moments when giving up seems easier, but those who persevere through the tough times often find success, innovation, and fulfillment in the end. The struggle teaches resilience and sharpens problem-solving skills. Pain and hardship are common in every journey to success, whether public or private. Struggling does not mean failure. It means you are trying, learning, and growing. Every setback or painful moment is an opportunity to build character and strength. Success is rarely immediate. It is earned through persistence despite pain. When we talk about pain in the journey toward success, many people think of it as something to avoid. But pain, whether it's physical discomfort, mental stress, or emotional hardship, is often the very thing that shapes us into stronger, wiser, and more capable individuals. Embracing pain doesn't mean seeking suffering or ignoring your limits. It means learning to work with discomfort so it becomes a powerful tool for growth. Let's break this down into 3 practical steps that will help you embrace pain in a way that actually helps you achieve your goals. Resilience is the ability to bounce back after challenges and keep moving forward, even when things get tough. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Start small. You don't need to jump into huge challenges right away. Begin by facing smaller discomforts, like waking up earlier, learning a new skill, or speaking up at a meeting. Each time you push through, you're building mental toughness. Practice mindfulness. When pain or discomfort rises, instead of reacting with fear or avoidance, try to observe it calmly. Ask yourself, what is this feeling telling me? Sometimes pain is a message to adjust your approach. Sometimes it's a sign of growth. Celebrate small wins. Resilience grows when you acknowledge every step forward. Did you push through a tough workout? Finish a difficult task? Recognize these moments. They prove you can handle more than you think. One of the biggest reasons people give up is because their goals feel too overwhelming or unrealistic. When pain seems endless or unbearable, it's often because the goal isn't broken down into achievable parts. Break your goals into smaller steps. Instead of focusing only on a distant big goal, create mini goals or milestones. This helps you measure progress and reduces the feeling of being overwhelmed. Be patient. Growth doesn't happen overnight. Understand that some pain, like soreness after exercise or frustration when learning, is temporary and necessary. Expect ups and downs. Adjust when needed. Sometimes pain is a signal to slow down, rest, or change direction. Being flexible with your goals means you're working smart, not just hard. Pain can either push us forward or hold us back. The difference is in how we interpret it. Reframe your mindset. Instead of thinking this hurts, I want to quit, try telling yourself, this pain means I'm growing, or this discomfort is temporary and will lead to something better. Visualize your why. Keep reminding yourself why you started. When pain hits, connect back to your deeper purpose, whether it's personal growth, helping others, or achieving a dream. Learn from pain. Every painful experience teaches something valuable. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this challenge make me better? Embracing pain isn't about ignoring your feelings or pushing yourself to the point of harm. It's about understanding that discomfort is a natural part of any meaningful journey. When you develop resilience, set realistic goals, and use pain as a tool rather than a barrier, you create a powerful mindset that turns challenges into stepping stones. Remember, every great success story involves moments of pain, but those moments are also what make the victory meaningful. So the next time you face difficulty, ask yourself, how can I use this pain to grow stronger, smarter, and closer to my goals?